We're live.
You hear they're calling it Star Woke now? They're gonna change everything for the worse. They're gonna call it Princess Leia now. They're gonna call it I was gonna say Luke Fide
Han
Walker, but Luke's
Poly
already
instead of Han Solo, it's
what?
Han Poly.
Yeah, Han Poly. I like that a lot. Wait, no, I got a more annoying way to put it. Han ethically non-monogamous.
Ethically not monogamy. All because of woke.
I hate that term so much. As if anything that isn't monogamy is unethical. Uh,
It is what day is it today?
why did
It's the 18th. Yeah, it's the 18th.
why is there an edit of the dude from that one sword manga as Hitler in the in the
I
nerd
don't
channel?
know. I don't know.
I'm gonna put something better in there, maybe two better things in there.
Hmm.
Um, what have
I
you been doing, Kel?
I have been well. I have been as well as a swell. Oh, swell. I've swell. I don't know I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm. Fuck.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I know is that I don't know, as I very frequently say throughout every single
Dude,
thing I've ever
dude, that's
done.
actually a lot of evidence for knowing something.
Shit, you're right. Oh, it's a paradox.
Is that
The only thing
who
that
said that at first?
the only thing I know is that I know nothing. Yeah, that's a paradox. That's a
It's
paradox.
the Plato guy. He said that. I was curious about it. Oh, it was about Plato talking about Socrates. And I'm saying Play-Doh like Play-Doh and not Plato to be funny.
Play-Doh. Play-Doh, dough,
Hmm.
dough, Play-Doh, dough, 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 dough. You remember those Play-Doh
Got an
commercials that were on like Cartoon Network and shit?
yeah. Somebody in my cousin's neighborhood they had a cat called Play-Doh that they named after the Play-Doh substance, the Play-Doh goop, the
Honestly, I
goop.
would name my cat Socrates just to be funny.
So I mean, so real. It's a better name than like most people name their cat shit like Shit Eater 9. 'Cause it's funny. I I don't know why people haven't taken to naming dogs stuff like that yet. It would be really funny.
I think
I
Socrates
mean,
is a good cat name. It's a good black cat name.
mhm.
This is my son, Socrates.
I have a black cat named Razel, and she likes to bite people for fun. It's
Biting
been
people is fun. Would you never just randomly go up to someone and just bite them? I would do that.
I would like to bite them, although
I'm
she's
crazy like
done
that.
other things that are like unbelievably outrageous. Like she has punched my mom in the tit a few times. Multiple times, not on one occasion, like several times. Um,
My cat, when he was alive, he would like climb up onto my chest and he would dig his claws into my tits and it would hurt. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? My misogynistic cat is was molested me. Cat behavior, cat. I saw a kitty the other day. Actually, it was a very pretty one.
what did the cat look like?
I can't remember now. It was like I think it was like gray with black stripes, but it was like really like unique stripes. He had a big fluffy tail, very friendly. He almost followed me around, but then I was like, "Nah, dude, you can't follow me." And then he went off to go do his own thing. I almost considered
Mm.
just letting him follow me, but he had like a collar, so I was like, "No, dude, you belong to someone. Can't do
Yeah.
that."
Sometimes I'll walk with my cat around, like I'm pretending I'm herding sheep. When she notices, she gets freaked out. It's really funny.
I used to do that with my rabbit when I was younger. When we had a rabbit, I used to just grab
Fungus?
this like I used to just like grab this like random pipe and pretend I was like Noah from the Bible, just walking around with my rabbit like I was leading him. I forgot. Yeah,
Mm.
I think my family even started referring to that pipe. It was a really long pipe too. It was like taller than
Hmm.
me at the time. So they started referring it to it as my Noah staff. I think, if I remember correctly.
Mm. There's a picture of me from pre-transition with my last cat where she's outside because she loved to go outside and like she was an outdoor kitty and she would immediately graze on grass when she got outside, like her life depended on it. But there's a picture of me pre-transition holding a big ass stick that I got and pretending to like herd her like a sheep.
That's so silly. Where'd my phone go? I need to check. I don't think we got any questions at all because we are so loved. People were so
Hmm.
excited that that
What would
the
it be like if like there was some kind of societal collapse and Chelsea Cord, not Chelsea Cord, this isn't Chelsea Cord, but the podcast was the only thing that was left,
uh
and that
like
was
what do
like
you
a
mean?
relic of
Like just like the only relic?
or one of the few relics, and we would have to reconstruct all pop culture based on it.
Okay, wait. How? Okay, wait. So how is it the only relic? Is it just playing on like? Is it just endlessly playing on like a TV somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. Not like the only, but one of the only relics. So you've got to like the same way how I think we have like 1% of the ancient world's knowledge. I've heard. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but
It seems like kind of an
it would be
outlandish
like that.
figure.
It would be like that. Imagine like in the year like three okay, so if it's 2025, 3025, someone's like in the same way that people like nowadays joke about like ancient China and shit, like the scheming eunuchs or whatever. Somebody, what would an in joke people would be repeating 1,000 years later from
I
here and assuming that like everybody loved this shit?
I don't know because I can't remember all of our in jokes. Trying to think. Oh, there is one. When people would remember Betty White and the fungus, the fungus, Betty White and the fungus. That's like that's like well that's like me and Drea's thing, but that originated from the podcast kind of.
The
So
fungus, I always
there
think
would
of
be
Drea.
some like worship, or there would be some sort of fungal worship probably.
Hmm.
Are there any instances of fungal worship in history? Now that I think about it,
I don't think worship. Oh, I thought you said warship.
no
Okay,
worship
let's see.
WORSHIP like bowing and praying to the
Fungal
deities.
gods of the in the Lovecraft myth. Let's see.
Well, that's contemporary
Mhm.
though. That's like contemporary. I'm talking like ancient, you know.
Fungi from the biblical perspective. This is an article I found at Answers Research Journal by it's an academic article by Ira Lux. Let's see.
Well, I know some
Hmm.
people like to think that in like medieval art, like biblical art, there's like mushrooms and shit because it's like, oh well, it must have all been because of like psychedelics, but even though that's been kind of debunked.
Mm-hmm. Although to be fair, like you could technically trip back then without trying to because of
Yeah,
ergotism.
I don't know what that means.
It's this condition, right? Where like if basically a fungus will infect like a wheat seed or like not wheat seed, but like a wheat plant or something like that and kind of eat away at it. And when you eat it, you can start hallucinating and tripping balls. So hypothetically, you could, if you were like back in the day, you could trip by just eating fucked up bread.
That makes sense. My other like I guess like hypothesis is that like a lot of those like those like old prophet dudes would like they would spend a lot of time like chilling in like damp caves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know, like maybe there was some
Would
like
they be
shit going
stoners
on there.
today?
Maybe honestly, yeah, probably.
I can see it with like the early Christians who like went out into the desert in Egypt and like kind of did their own thing preaching and being monks and shit. I can definitely see that.
Nowadays we call them
Some of
homeless
the
people.
well, um I s- this one night when I wasn't getting enough sleep, I was reading about them on Wikipedia out of curiosity, and some of the shit the early Christian monks would say sound like Sigma male quotes.
I mean, what do you think most Sigma male quotes come from?
Well,
TBH.
no, I think a lot of them come out of thin air. It really feels that way.
That might be true too.
Like I like the one
Back
video
then
of the guy where he's like,
back then we would have called that speaking with God.
mhm,
Kidding,
where the
kidding.
guy was like, I'm trying to remember. It was like, this is why I decided to buy Bitcoin. Proverbs, don't remember the exact thing. Um, buy the truth and never sell it. Shit like that. Like has nothing to do with how
Clearly they were.
no connection
Clearly the Bible was referring to Bitcoin. Clearly.
or that's a very vague thing too. Like buy the truth and never sell it.
I mean,
The Desert Fathers.
it's
That's the people who I was looking for with the Sigma male quotes. The Christian Desert Fathers. Let's see if I can find the list on Wikipedia of shit. They said, aha, selected excerpts from the sayings of the Desert Fathers. Hmm. Trying mm.
she's reading.
One of them, it was a real Sigma male quote. I'm trying to find it in particular. It was something like, aha, a man's father came to him and said, no, a man's friend came to him and said, I am sorry, but your father has died. No, the man responded, my father can never die, referring to Jesus. Feels a little Sigma male.
Uh,
Some of
Desert Fathers fan cam edit uh with bass boosted funk.
yeah.
Would the Desert Fathers
I,
have
I
listened to
like
funk?
I
That's the
like
real
how
question.
Yakub made that a feature of white people when that you could put funk on and they like kill people.
My child, listen to funk. My child, create little dark age edits of Jesus on TikTok. No, no,
Yeah.
that meme where it's like Squidward eating the burger, or not Squidward, but like some SpongeBob fish eating a burger, and they're looking up like this blank TV, and it's like I forgot what it says, but it's like years of satanic brainwashing leaving an atheist the moment they see a Jesus little dark age edit on TikTok. That shit unironically might have worked because like I saw something where it's like Bible sales are up like a drastically increased over the past like 2 years or some shit.
Although it makes me a little bit sad to admit this, something that I'm coming to realize is that the current world we live in is very ideologically incoherent, for one, and for another, people, especially in this day and age, seem to be won over more by aesthetics than by sound arguments or genuinely moral things. Like how I've seen videos of people going to like Trump rallies and hanging out with the people there to see how they think and talking to them. A lot of those people are genuinely involved in that for vibes and no other reason. Like genuinely, like they can't name a single piece of legislation that has been passed under the Trump administration. They when you tell them that like Trump has done the opposite of what they think he'll do, they'll be like, I didn't hear about that. They genuinely are riding it for the vibes.
They just respect the vibe.
I mean, there's That's not the only part of it, but that's a pretty
Well, I
big
mean, you're
part of
also
it.
forgetting that like a majority of people don't pay attention to politics. If we're gonna be honest,
Yeah, but like the extent though, it's sort of like also with younger people, you know how as they banned TikTok here in the States recently and a bunch of people went over to Xiaohongshu and
quote unquote
a
banned.
handful of them are becoming like actual communists now because of it. What did you say about the ban? Like the
Is it? It's not like a total complete ban though. Like I don't know.
uh
I've read some conflicting things, even though I don't really care.
yeah,
But
yeah. And I'll admit too, good since nobody really like pays attention to our podcast, I can say this here, but I'm kind of happy it got banned. I think the world
no,
could
Rebecca,
do
you're getting
without
canceled. Cancel her immediately. Cancel culture attack.
the world could do with less short form content. I think TikTok breeds like genuinely the stupidest fucking people on the face of the
Cancel culture
internet.
ants attack.
The Chimera Ant Queen from Hunter x Hunter if she was woke.
Cancel culture ants attack. Oh my god, that's the episode title.
Cancel culture ants attack. Like the dream
Attack.
I had where there were
Attack of the
pneumonia
cancel
ants
culture
that like
ants.
or like there were pneumonia ants that specifically only attacked and killed people who had pneumonia and they ate pneumonia itself. But if you didn't have pneumonia, you were fine. They were able to sense it somehow.
I can't believe the ants canceled pneumonia. How could they do this? We don't have to deal with pneumonia anymore. Why? Because the woke ants.
Experimental Cuban bioweapon.
No, 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 no. Think about it. Ants are woke because they have matriarchal societies. That's woke. Woke ants. See?
Would all hymenoptera, well, the majority of hymenopteran insects be woke then?
Probably. So yeah, bees.
Like
Bees.
bees
What?
are bees are super woke by that logic.
Bees are incredibly woke. Are there are
Like
there are there any bugs that engage in homosexual activity?
I think
Or is
all
it?
of them engage in homosexual activity. They're bugs.
Oh, true. True.
Homosexual insect is common and is um often accidental.
Like, oh, sorry,
Um,
buddy. Didn't mean to put it in there. I didn't know. Thought you were a chick. Damn, sorry, bud.
some of the reasons it gives, citing an article from Science Daily, say may not take the time to inspect their mate's sex, mistaken identity, stressful conditions, since homosexual behavior may be more likely to occur in stressful or isolating conditions like with humans. I added that last bit. I added the comparison to humans. But situational sexuality is a real thing.
No, fuck. Whatever. I did something by accident. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But
I
yeah,
looked up
no questions
pictures
on
of it.
Instagram. I forgot. We're being silly. Um, I need to check our email. Le email. How do French people say email? I wonder. How do you say email in French?
Probably the same. You'd have to look for what they say in Quebec French because they make a point to not import too many English loanwords into Quebec French or
For
Quebecois
literally no reason. Like, okay,
for
okay,
literally
okay.
no reason.
What is what is? I literally saw this on like Tumblr or some shit. But like, what is? You know what they call Kentucky Fried Chicken in France proper?
Hmm.
They just call it Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's just, but in Quebec, um, they're like their weird French laws are like so weird that they call it Kentucky Fried Chicken what it's at what it's translated into French, even though in France proper it's just Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh yeah, because they're concerned about the Anglo shit in Canada. Those people are like the white people. Well, never mind. I'm trying to come to a better comparison. Those people are like the Canadian equivalent of the Boers. Best way I can put it.
I don't know what that is.
Quebecois people are, I mean, they're still settlers. They're still like a lot of them are super racist. They just like to frame themselves as being. Well, I mean, not that there hasn't been tension or persecution from the English speaking part of Canada, but I think it's overblown a bit. Not that anybody in Quebec would hear this and disagree with me.
Check your email. Okay, we got no emails. No emails in the month we've been off the air, and no notifications. Unfortunately. Fortunately, you guys gotta send us your emails so we can answer questions. Ask Rebecca things. Rebecca will probably have numerous answers. You can ask Rebecca
Mhm.
things. You can be like,
Yes,
Rebecca, what is the best type of cookie? And she'll answer that.
I like chocolate chip. I like chocolate chip.
I think everyone likes chocolate
Hmm.
chip. If you don't like chocolate chip cookies, like not even a chocolate chip cookie is that's just a cookie. That's just a cookie. You don't even have to call it chocolate chip. That's just a cookie.
The
Or actually, I don't
default.
know. Well, maybe the chocolate chips were added later. Dude, at some point in time, people just ate cookies without the chocolate chips in them, and then they probably added it to the chocolate chips later. Think about it.
Yeah, I bet it was hell.
That sucked. That sucked. Before they, damn. I want. Wait. I want. Who invented cookies? When was like the first recorded instance of a cookie? I wonder.
Looking it up. Trace back to according to several articles, including one from Wikipedia, have their origins in 7th century Persia or
Ah,
modern day Iran, and
I
they
see.
spread through Europe through the Islamic spread to Europe through the Islamic world and the Muslim conquest of Spain.
I
Hmm,
see.
very interesting.
Very interesting. Came from the caliphates.
Pictures of cookie dough, man. That's what I'm
Cookie
looking at right now because I looked up
Wait, so
this
the so
little
then
Wikipedia
where do we
article about
get
it.
our word cookie from? Then
Dutch.
Dutch. Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's a Dutch loan word. Yeah.
So seventh
Why?
century. So yeah, they would not have added chocolate chips to their cookies. The Persians. What did their
Yeah.
cookies look like then?
Chocolate
What did they,
chip.
was it? It would probably just be made from what? Wheat,
Let
sugar,
me see. Well, they had an
milk.
answer on there. Cookie. I would assume. Let's see. History merged in 7th century Persia. Cookie-like hard wafers have existed for as long as baking has been documented, but they were usually not sweet enough to be considered cookies by modern standards.
Okay, so more like a
Mhm.
cracker, I guess, just like a regular
At
cracker
first,
at
first, the
first.
ones we have today did appear in the 7th century, but they don't elaborate much on what they were like. But they do say that gingerbread men came into being at the time of Queen Elizabeth I.
That
Hmm.
makes sense. That makes sense, I think.
Every time I look at cookie dough, I remember that I've had edible cookie dough and I've had non-edible cookie dough, and the non-edible kind tastes better.
I just why are you not allowed to eat? Wait, what exactly is not edible cookie dough?
Well, there's a special variant that is edible. The rest you're not supposed to eat. They made the edible variant as a result of like people wanting to eat the regular stuff, which isn't edible.
Because my mom would like some like sometimes would like buy like those big like those big like tubs of like Nestle Toll House cookie dough from like
Mm-hmm.
wherever, and like we would always sneak our fingers into it, and she'd be like, "No, don't eat that. You're not supposed to eat that." Even though it tastes fine, and you never
It's
feel
got some
weird.
bacteria in it that can be bad for you, if I remember correctly.
Okay, it's kind of whack.
I mean, if you have a bacteria problem with food you eat, there's a skill issue because the human body is filled with bacteria. So like your stomach has a skill issue, very clearly.
Skill issue.
Yeah. I used to eat food off the floor with the excuse being that human stomach acid is so strong, I'll just digest it. And every single time I failed to get sick. Every single time I was right. Every single time.
I thought you have IBS. I thought you literally have a skill issue in your stomach.
Yeah, okay, well, I do have I'm 99% sure that I've got IBS. I don't because like Crohn's runs in my mom's family, so they have like a lot of hereditary stomach skill issues. But like to be fair, I was eating food that had been on the floor for like 2 seconds. So doesn't count. Genuinely. Genuinely.
Did I ever? I think I don't know if I've ever told this story before. I probably have, but I remember when I was younger, when Diary of a Wimpy Kid was like a big thing. Sometimes my mom would like give me like cheese and crackers for like a snack or for like lunch, and I would always take like a piece of cheese and like throw it on like the blacktop playground to try and get the cheese started. But then like I would come back to like the spot where I threw the cheese later, and they would always be gone because like a bird or some shit ate it. I was always so disappointed. I was like, damn. I was like, well, they're not supposed to eat the cheese. It's supposed to stay there. And I never like understood why the fuck the birds would always eat the cheese. Because I was a stupid kid.
Maybe like did you have stray cats nearby or like possums or something that might eat them too?
No, I don't think so. Because this was at school, but this was at school to be
Yeah.
clear. So
I know we had stray cats near our school because my one redneck best friend in middle school took some grass and he made like a duck call and he summoned one day at
I think
recess.
I think there was like one cat at my second elementary school that would like sometimes waltz on the campus. Sometimes,
Mhm.
bro, like two times at my high school, like in the span of like 2 weeks, like random dogs just went running across campus from the neighborhood that was like right next to our school. It was so weird. Just
we
dogs, dude.
had I'm surprised that didn't happen at one of the schools I went to because that middle school building I remember was located in the middle of a suburb, not too far away where people's houses. You could just hypothetically, you could like stick your dog on the school if you lived right next to the school. Speaking of dogs, I just saw a furry art of Luigi Mangione where he's a dog. It
Oh
just showed
Jesus
up on my
Christ,
Instagram. Just out of
that's
nowhere.
fun.
Cool. Cool.
Which side are you
Whatever.
on? Hyena Kamala Harris or Dog Luigi Manioni? Take your pick.
Hmm. Hmm.
Luigi.
Luigi.
I've had the pizza time theme from the Spider-Man 2 PS2 game stuck in my head a lot lately. I don't know why. Such a funny song for when Spider-Man has to sell you pizza.
Hmm.
I was watching Oni Plays play that game, and they brought up a really good point where it's like that kind of fucks over his secret identity because like if Spider-Man delivers you your pizza, then you can just call the pizza place and be like, "Hey, who delivered my pizza?" And they were like, "Oh, this guy." And then now you know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Mm,
So
true.
that's a
Would he be making the deliveries in costume then?
and in the game he does. In the game he does. I don't think he does in the movie that the game is based off
Hmm.
of. Because in the game it's like a
Hmm.
mini game that you can do.
Ah. You,
Yeah.
you think Peter Parker would work for DoorDash if Spider Them was set in
Spider woke.
2025?
Spider them. There probably is a spider them out there. I guarantee it. Dude, so much woke
Every
in my
time I think
comments. They got a Afro Latino Spider Man. They got a disabled Spider Man. They got a pig Spider Man. They got a Tyrannosaurus Rex Spider Man. Oh, I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Can't stand these
I
woke dinosaurs.
everything I think of when I think of the Spider-Man multiverse stuff, because I don't know too much about them, their comics is for starters, I think of the stupid Stone Toss edit where it's like Confederate Spider-Man, and then I think of the edit of that edit where it's like Adachi Spider-Man.
A touchy Spider-Man. I mean, there is Spider Cop. Okay, let's be real. If there's like a canon Nazi Superman, there's probably a Nazi Spider-Man somewhere. That's unfortunately.
I would think more Adachi Spider-Man would be funnier. Like, do you think there would be like an incel Spider-Man then?
Incel Spider-Man just is Spider-Man. That just is Spider-Man. That just is Peter Parker.
Spider
Okay, okay.
Child, Spider
I
Child does
before.
whatever a Groiper does.
Wait, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. What was
Spider Chud does whatever a Groiper does.
Wait, hold on. Where's the? God, please tell me there's a Spider-Man Mojack. Please, there has to be plenty. They're not as good as I was expecting them to be. There's Spooderman though. I've got plenty of Spoodermans. What's this one? None of these are good. None of these are good enough. None of these are good enough for my needs. Oh, nope, I actually found one. There we go.
Cockpit.
Okay, because of recent comics. Ugh!
You don't like the recent comics, I take it?
I don't think anyone likes the recent comics. Okay, no. The one thing I'll give the recent comics, because they switched writers after. They're not great, but at least the writer kind of has a sense of humor. Like there was one part where like Black Cat like swung off and like dissed him, and then Doctor Strange, who's also a side character in this was like, dude, you suck with women, and then Spider-Man was like, well, I wasn't bitten by a radioactive Romeo. I thought that was a good bit.
That sounds a little cute.
There was another bit where he
Radioactive
was
woman would have been funnier though.
radioactive
Wait,
woman.
would that make him trans then?
Probably. Dude,
Unless, I mean, Spider-Man.
you can definitely find a trans narrative in Spider-Man.
Because he's having to hide his secret identity.
Because anyone can wear the mask, dude. Anyone can wear the mask. That's the point. You can be Spider-Man, woman. We don't judge.
Spider them.
Spider them. I was gonna say we don't
Judge
judge in
Spider-Man.
I was gonna say we don't judge in Spider Society, but after the last movie, that clearly is not the case.
Mm.
They judge a little too harshly, I think, in the Spider Society.
Do you think hypothetically, because I remembered something one of my friends sent me over Discord that he regrets saying was something like Japan is so aesthetic. He got really embarrassed about that later. Do you think there's like people who come to the States from all over the world and go, this is so like they go like this is so the good, the bad, and the ugly, or whatever? Or
yeah. We've talked about this. That's been like proven.
Oh yeah,
that's
we
been
have.
proven. That's been proven. That's a proven
We
thing.
have.
People will like walk through Texas and be like, "Oh, just like King of the Hill."
Well, it is just like King of the Hill, though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, it's almost like King of the Hill takes place in Texas. Whoa, what? I thought it took place in
Washington State.
Yeah, clearly the same biology, or not biology. Clear the same
Yeah, Washington people are a
biomes.
different breed of Caucasian.
Washington people, like Seattle, Washington people are like always moody and depressed because they don't get sunlight up there because it's always cloudy.
Isn't that? Never mind. It's not the place I thought of. Wait, it is. I thought Seattle was the place with all the like giant trans woman polycules and shit.
Well, no, that's Portland. That's Portland
I
and
mean, to
San
be fair, you
Francisco.
live in California. You're on the West Coast too. You're in that general area.
Okay, at least I don't live in San
Kind of.
Francisco. I live in a smallish city. I live in a smallish city. I don't.
My mom used to live in, I believe, Santa Rosa, if I remember correctly. I'm glad I live in Ohio because I'm the Rizzler. I'm the Skibbity Rizzler.
Skibidi Rizzler.
Nah, but jokes aside,
What
outside of like here in Columbus, it sucks.
speaking of the
Like,
memes of last year, what happened to Haley Welch? Has she been has she been found yet? Because like do you know what happened? Do you know what happened with the Hawk 2 lore?
no, I just know that she had a meme coin and it was great, and then it fucking collapsed the Bitcoin thing. That's all I know.
Yeah, so basically what happened was because they had to like cover their asses. So she like did like a live stream or something where she was like explaining the situation, and then she was like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna go to bed now." And apparently, she hasn't woken up yet because she hasn't been seen online since, from as far
Whoa,
as to my knowledge.
what the fuck?
I'm not joking. I
Let me
mean,
look this up.
yeah, look at because last I heard, she had been missing for like 2 weeks after that, and but it's been like a month since I heard about that. So I don't
There's a
know.
Wikipedia article about Haktua. What the fuck?
I mean, I wonder why it was a
And
social
there's a
thing.
Wikipedia article for Haley Welch.
Has she
She
been
worked in
found
a
yet?
bed spring factory. Let's
Hmm?
see. She worked in a bed spring factory. Before that, let's see. Talk to other ventures. Meme coin scandal. In December 2024, Welch released a cryptocurrency meme coin on Solana called $Hawk token. The coin reached a market capitalization of nearly 500 million before plummeting to 25 million. The fuck? With at least one investor filing a complaint with the U.S. Securities. I'm sorry, but the thought of like getting pump and dump schemed by the Haktua girl is too funny. Like, who decides to put their money in the fucking Haktua coin?
A lot of people did
this led
apparently.
this led to Welch and her team being accused of performing a pump and dump scheme.
That sounds like a sexual
uh,
euphemism.
it means like basically inflating the value of something when you want it and then like lowering it when you've made all your money off of it.
Google Hawk 2
And the
inflation for
coin
more.
being accused of being a rug pull scam, including the cryptocurrency journalist CoffeeZilla, who also accused Welch and her team of insider trading. Welch's team has denied the accusation. Later that month, a lawsuit was filed against the Hawk creators in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York for unlawfully promoting and selling cryptocurrency that was allegedly never properly registered. Welch, who was not named in the suit, responded to the litigation saying that she takes this extremely seriously and pledging to be fully cooperating with and am committed to assisting the legal parties involved. That's
Is that where the Wikipedia article ends?
yeah.
Huh. Check
Let
her
me see.
socials. Check her socials because again, last I heard, uh,
International Business Times UK article: Hawk to a girl arrested. Was Hawk to a girl arrested? Let's
because
see.
I heard from a reliable source that that she did a stream explaining what had happened, said that she was going to bed, and then she hadn't been seen since. But again, this was like a month ago at this point. So, and I haven't
Okay,
heard anything
let's see.
about her
News
since.
on people are speculating that she's been arrested. That's what's happening, from what I can see. But yeah. Oh,
That,
thank
that's
you,
that's just
Brigada News
speculation, though. It's
Philippines,
just
for an
speculation.
article on her. Brigada News Philippines. Yeah.
The Philippines
Let's see.
mentioned.
Oh, this article is copy pasted from the one I just read.
Top tier
This has
Filipino
happened quite a
journalism.
few. This has happened quite a few times with other. It's been sometimes with like it happens across the world. I've seen British journalists copy each other, and then like American journalists. I've
Yeah.
seen like I wanted to find out something about an incident in the Taiwanese parliament where this guy stormed in and like physically stole a bill and then ran
Oh,
off.
I saw that. I saw
And
that. That shit was crazy.
the commentary, I was like, why did this happen? And I found this article from like an Indian news place that was like, haha, that was so funny, wasn't it? And there was no actual explanation, but I was able to find an explanation later on with the bill incident that I don't remember what exactly the bill was about, but if I remember correctly, I should probably look it up first before I talk about it. Let's see. Taiwanese bill stolen. Um,
Ugh. She's searching. She's fact checking. She's doing the research. She's doing her own research. That's a term I've
Once
been hearing
again,
a
it's
lot
not
lately.
telling me what was the bill that was stolen in the Taiwanese parliament.
Ugh.
I don't like Reddit, but okay, Reddit didn't provide me anything.
But Rebecca, it's the front page of the internet.
AOL, I think, might have the answer. I'm looking at it. Let's see. Um,
I watched a while you're searching. I
I'm
will
not
tell.
finding an answer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I watched a really good Taiwanese movie like last week.
But really?
Yes, it's called Yi Yi. It's by Edward Yang. It's a really sad movie. It's a really sad slice of life
Mhm.
movie. That's like 3 hours long, so it's not like for everyone. But I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
I'd
Mhm.
recommend it. Okay, but conclusion on Haley Welch is that she might have been arrested.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
people think happened.
okay, because I kind of heard that too, but I didn't know if it was true. Or well, you did say speculation. You did say just speculation.
Yeah, that's what people think happened. So with
Because
the bill that was stolen, according
oh,
to The Guardian, it was that it had it was vaguely defined and not properly reviewed by legal authorities, is what critics say, prior to it being passed. And that its vague terms were very punitive and added a crime called contempt of Congress, which was vaguely defined but harshly punished. And it might have another complaint that people had was that the bill was passed as a result of an undemocratic process without legal oversight because Taiwan has five branches of government in accordance with Sun Yat-sen thought. The three, it's got the same three branches that we have, plus an auditing and an internal review branch. And it apparently did not go past those other two branches. It just went straight through the legislature.
damn. So then the guy just came in
That
and just grabbed the bill and just booked it, and that actually prevented from because they were going to sign it in, right?
I don't know what the outcome was. I just know that he stole the bill, and it said in a desperate attempt to stop it. It doesn't say if he was successful or not, because by that point they said in some of the articles I read that it had a majority and it had passed, but the guy did not want it to pass.
I see. I see. Interesting. I don't want to come back to it because we kind of moved on from it, but back to Hawk Tuah.
Yeah.
I keep I keep like thinking like after I read that she had like quote unquote disappeared, I was like there's a small part of my brain where it's like what if like Hawk Tuah was like actually a psyop like some MK Ultra shit, and then like on
I believe it.
inauguration
I
day
believe it. I believe it. There's no
on
way
like
she got so
inauguration
big
day
so fast.
Trump gets onto the stage and says Huck Tua, and like everyone in the world just falls under mind control.
Huck to elect on that thing.
Huck Tua inaugurates on that thing. I can't do a good Trump.
That was pretty good though, I think. Um
Yeah. Oh, my friend Rebecca, my beautiful dear friend Rebecca. No, I've lost it. I lost it. Don't we love them, everyone? Our beautiful dear. I don't know. I can't do it. I lost it. I lost it.
um trying to remember. Yeah, but like the way that do you know how there was like weirdly racist Talk to a merch? Remember that?
Yeah, because she was a
There was
right wing
something like
influencer because that's what she
yeah,
was.
they were like MAGA hats that had something like Hawk Tuah spit on that thing on them, but they were being sold as like an unironic thing. It sounds like a joke, right? But it was like
I believe
completely
it. I believe
unironic.
it. I love the world we live in. I love born
Ideologically incoherent, super irony.
born too early to explore the world. Or no, wait. Born too late to explore the world. Born too early to explore the stars. Just in time for Hawk Tuah.
I do enjoy how kind of incoherent the world is now, thanks to the internet.
What if we gave all 8 billion people in the world the ability to interact with each other? This is a good idea. Ugh. Ugh.
Well, to be fair, the way the internet is set up, it definitely kind of encourages insane racist shit. Kind of is an understatement. It 100% encourages it.
No, be for real.
It's set up in a way.
Slash sarcasm. I mean, I wonder why. Anyways, how long have we been recording for?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Kuckenberg. New face filters on Instagram. Wow. Thanks, team. might be one of that might be one of my favorite videos on Instagram or on like ever.
So artificial. And
I
to think
know.
that guy is one of the most powerful people in the world right now, and that his career began by like bullying women he thought were ugly in his college, and everybody fucking hated him for it.
Yeah, literally, wasn't that like the entire basis of Facebook? That because it started out as like a college dating thing, right?
Nah, he was using it to like make fun of girls and creep on them too.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, it's fitting that he likes people's data. That's like his whole point.
Okay. Because in the movie, the David Fincher movie, they that's not what it was. Oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh, back pain. Oh, Jesus. Oh. So sleepy.
Hmm.
I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
I am going to spend the night with my girlfriend, and I am very happy about it.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. You
Wonderful.
should like I don't know. I love what you have thought.
At some point, she says we've got to watch like the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm surprised I haven't
You
read the
should
books
totally
earlier.
do that. You should totally do that actually.
I'm surprised I never got into it sooner because it seems like it's right up my alley.
I think it's up everyone's alley. If I'm gonna be real, I
Oh,
don't know a single person who like doesn't like Lord of the Rings or like hates Lord of the Rings. I don't know a single person. Or well, okay, like the original film trilogy, like the newer stuff that they've been doing. Yeah, I know some people who don't like that stuff, but that's a different matter. IMO, that's a different matter.
hmm hmm I think what it is, and I've been thinking about this a lot, but I've realized that on some level, at least I personally, I crave like hero stories, like people traveling great distances, fighting monsters, doing great magic, not magic,
Yeah,
but
like
superhuman feats and
classic
shit.
high fantasy.
hmm
Which if you like think about it, there aren't really many like traditional like D&D esque Tolkien esque high fantasy movies out there. If you really think about it.
What about Lord of the Rings?
Well, no, like Lord of the Rings though. That like that is. But there's nothing really. There's no other movies out there that are like really like it. If you get what I mean.
hmm
Like, cause like Marvel set off like the whole like superhero thing. Like, oh, we all got to do super. But like Lord of the Rings in the early
Marvel fans
those
when they
movies were
find a
massively
multiverse where
successful.
they're like they Marvel fans when they find a multiverse where they can walk in on their wife getting fucked by another guy.
Sorry. Hmm. But
It's
like
okay.
looking back on it, like Lord of the Rings was massively success. Those were massively successful movies, but there there wasn't really like a craze of people trying to make movies that were kind of like it afterwards. If you think about it,
hmm
which is interesting. I mean, like the books, like don't get like, of course, the books. You know, there have been millions of books that try to replicate what Tolkien did in the books, but the movies, not really. There aren't. I don't really think there are that many like super traditional high fantasy movies out there. Like let me think.
I've
There's
never heard of this aside from seeing it at like how they sometimes put movies at the grocery store?
yeah, in like the bargain
I
bin.
saw one called Aragorn, but I didn't actually watch it.
Isn't that the one with the dragon?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I think I watched that. I know it was a book. I know it was a book because that was a really popular one when I was. I never read it, but I know it was a book because a bunch of people I knew in like elementary school had read it. Um, let me think. I know it had a movie. I think I might have seen the movie. I think they like aired the movie on like Cartoon Network once. Maybe.
Hmm.
I think I might have watched it. I can't remember. What else is there? Let's see.
I remember
I
this
guess
one
some of the
time I was
Disney movies
feeling.
count, like Sleeping Beauty, I guess, but I don't know. I
Those
don't
are
fuck
just
with Disney.
fairy tales that have been adapted.
Yeah, so I don't really know if that's high fantasy. I think Princess Bride might count.
I would count it.
Yeah, I would count it. There's Highlander that counts.
My mom likes that.
What's that one movie with Tom Cruise? It was like one of his earlier movies. It came out in like the early
Tom Cruise
'80s.
was in a fantasy movie.
Yeah, it's the one where they dressed Tim Curry up as the, or well, he wasn't the devil. it was this movie where they put Tim Curry in like that like a fuck ton of like practical makeup, dressed him up as a demon and shit. I can't think.
Oh,
Oh, what's that movie? I've never seen it. I really want to watch it though because it looks baller.
is it bad? I mean, I've never played Red Alert, but is it bad
Oh,
as my
Legend.
first
It's
exposure
called.
to
Okay,
Tim
so that
Curry?
that movie is called Legend.
Ah,
Came out in came out in 1986. Okay, yeah. So not early 80s, but the reviews are low, even though it looks kind of cool. So I might give it a shot. Oh, apparently it bombed at the box office too.
mm,
$25 million budget and only made 30 at the box office. Jeez.
um, we made some money back at least.
Yeah, but not enough to be a success. Hey, who directed it? Hold on. Who's the director? Oh, Ridley Scott directed it. Jeez.
Dang.
Let's see. What else? Does the never ending story count as high fantasy, or is that more sci-fi? That's fantasy, right?
I would assume it would be. I would put it there.
Okay, yeah, never ending story. Oh yeah, the Dark Crystal. That's definitely fantasy. That's definitely high fantasy kind of. Well, not high
Hmm.
fantasy, like dark fantasy, but whatever. For the same shit for the sake of this argument. Let's see. What else have we got?
Mm.
Wizard of Oz is fantasy, but it doesn't count as high fantasy because it was pre Tolkien.
Mm.
Oh, Narnia. Yeah, Chronicles of Narnia. That counts because that is literally the Lord of the Rings'
Yeah.
direct competitor. That's like literally the direct competitor to Lord of the Rings. Even
Yeah.
though,
And then like the really Christian version, I guess, with the Jesus lion.
well, I mean they're both Christian stories, but
But like it's more obnoxious in what do I call it? In
in
Narnia.
Narnia,
It doesn't and isn't Narnia aimed at a younger audience?
I think so. I know Narnia is more like outlandish.
I saw one of the movies in class as part of an English/film related thing.
They used to air them all the time on Disney Channel when I was younger. Ooh, what's this?
I never really watched that. I'm glad. It seemed annoying as fuck to me. Everything on Disney.
Oh, I just found one. This movie is called The Dragon Slayer. It came out 1981. Let me see. This looks kind of cool. Oh, this looks sick. Holy fuck. Yeah, this kind of like here. Here's a little piece of cinematography from it. Boop, 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 boop. If it will load. How the fuck is that 2.91 megabytes? Okay, there we go. See, that looks sick, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. I agree.
I was gonna say that it looks like those dumbass like AI generated. Oh, what if this was 80s dark fantasy? Even though this actual image is probably what those AI generators whatever are probably pulling from.
Yeah, no, Dungeon Meshi isn't a movie, but it should be up there because it's really good.
Yeah. That's high fantasy. I've just been kind of like avoiding like animation, trying to go for like the live action
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
Also, that's more recent. That's a bit more recent too.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
was
like
like last year, I think.
also there's a lot of high fantasy anime too. There's a lot of that like
Most of it
around.
is Drek, but Dungeon Meshi is like a real D&D type one. I like the Jew elf in Dungeon Meshi. I think she's cool.
I saw
That seems
someone where they took the Dungeon Meshi English dub, but they edited it to that so that only her dialogue was the German dub version.
Mhm.
It was really funny. What if I look up best fantasy movies? What do I get? Best, because fantasy in movies is kind of very broad. It's not really like traditional, like what we think. Let's see.
Mhm.
The Green Knight, Excalibur, but that doesn't really count because that's like an actual adaptation of something. Like Pan's Labyrinth is here, but that's not really.
That was good.
Yeah, that's good, but it's
More of a magical realism
yeah,
thing,
more like contemporary fantasy.
or like magical realism.
Magical. Yeah, yeah,
I thought,
that's contemporary fantasy.
yeah,
Let's see.
magical realism's so good.
Dragon Slayer, Shape of Water. That's not fantasy though. It's more like sci-fi, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, Princess Bride is here. Highlander's here. What is this? Time Bandits. Hold on, let me look at this up. It's one I haven't seen.
Sounds very 80s.
It is the 80s. It's 1981. Let's see. It has Sean Connery in it. It has a 6.9 on IMDb and a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, 79% on Metacritic. Let's see. Young history buff Kevin can scarcely believe it when six dwarfs emerge. Okay, yeah. From his closet one night. Former
Isekai.
employees of the Supreme Being. They've purloined a map charting all the holes in the fabric of time and are using it to steal treasures from different historical eras. This sounds like something that's right up your alley, I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
Taking Kevin with them, they variously drop in on Napoleon, Robin Hood, and King Agamemnon before the Supreme Being catches up with them.
Supreme Being. Like, wait, is that like a way of referring to the monotheistic one, or like the cult of the Supreme Being from Revolutionary France?
I'm not sure. It just says Supreme Being. Oh, and Sean Connery plays King Agamemnon.
Mm.
Just for the record, let's see. Harry Potter's in here, but like that's no. Ugh. Also, that's not high fantasy. That's kind of contemporary fantasy. I think kind of.
Yeah, Harry. I like the Simpsons clip of them in England running into evil Harry Potter lady, and then they edit it to have Homer throwing a bat at her and killing
Yeah.
her.
Conan the Barbarian. I think that counts as high fantasy. Kind of.
Definitely,
Definitely. Labyrinth with
definitely.
David Bowie, but that's not. Is that fantasy or is that what is that? What is Labyrinth?
It's got David Bowie in it. It's probably cool.
I haven't seen it, so I can't like comment. Let's see. See, Dragonheart. What is this from 1996? There are like two Dragon movies. Rain of Fire. Okay, Rain of Fire is like the cool one, if I remember correctly, with like tons of dragons and shit. Um, they've like thrown like a couple of like historical pieces in here that have just like minor supernat like the Seven Seal is in here, but that's not really a fantasy film. That just takes place in medieval Europe, so that's like not really. Um,
Hmm.
the Golden
Going back to the
Compass.
time of feudalism and being like, this is so high fantasy. I tell you that I had neighbors who were doing feudalism at one point.
Care to elaborate?
They we moved out of a house and into one of a different house, the current one I'm in, a few blocks away. And we had new neighbors come in, and our previous neighbors were these two older white women who naturally suspected the worst. They saw people moving in and out at the middle of the night, random people staying there for brief periods of time. The homeowners never seemed to be around. Being that these were old white women, they accused the neighbors of human trafficking, and the neighbors got evicted later. But that's not what was happening. They had rented the house to the landlady, who was crazy,
I think you might have.
and then
Did you
they
talk about
rented
this
it
on the
out to other
podcast before?
people.
Was that?
We might
I don't.
have.
Okay,
We
no,
might
no.
have. They
I don't think you've
rented.
talked about this on podcast before, but I know you've talked about this. I think it was just. Yeah. Go on.
So they rented the house out to other people. The landlady rented it to them. They rented it to other people. They used the money from the Airbnb in order to pay her. It was feudalism. It was literally feudalism. Like they were renting the house to passing pilgrims and then using the pilgrims to pay the lady.
I
It
think
was literal feudalism.
I don't know if I can admit this, but my family kind of did that once, kind of. So like our old house used to like it had like an upstairs like studio apartment, kind of, and we used to like rent that out to college students who like needed a place to stay. Um,
Hmm.
to like help pay our landlord and whenever the landlord would come around, I was like, "Oh, who lives up there?" I was like, "Oh, our daughter, our daughter who lives up there."
Hmm.
So that was is that kind of like what you were talking about, or no, not really? Oh, Rebecca just dipped out by accident. Oh shit! Who's it? Me? Is it me or is it her? Oop! I think my internet just took a shit. Hold on. I think my internet just took a dump. Whoops. Alright, I asked her. Let's see. Yeah, oh guys, sorry guys. What a wonderful way to start off the new season of the podcast. What a wonderful way. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna. Shit. Ooh, I think my computer just took a shit. Oh, I'm back. You
There we go.
there?
There we go. There we go.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Okay. Whoa, that was weird. That was really weird. I've never seen that happen before.
Hmm.
I saw like an exclamation point next to your username, and it was like, and then I looked down where it says voice connected. It just said connecting, and I was like, oh, what happened there?
Hmm.
But did you finish your story? Oh no, you did finish your story.
Yes.
And then
There.
I told my thing.
Hmm.
What did you say anything after that or?
Yes, I said that I guess that's feudalism. Yeah, it could count.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. We should probably take that as a sign that we've been recording for long. We've recorded for over an hour.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good, I'd say. I'm also very hungry. So I probably need to go eat. I
I'm
need
hungry
to.
too. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer so that I don't have to eat when I go see my girlfriend.
Consume the sustenance. Oh my god.
Mhm.
But woo! First podcast episode of the year. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully. But yeah. Anyways, guys, this has been the episode. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Comment something good too, and we'll talk about it because we would talk about everything. Um, Send us the emails, guys, too. Send us plenty of emails and stuff like that. So we have things to talk about. So we're not just awkwardly sitting around for yeah. Um, but yeah, guys.
You got that swag like Yukari Takuba.
I am Chelsea J,
I'm Rebecca H.
and this has been People Without Opinions. We will see you all at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Please take care of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.